Welcome back to the War Corgi YouTube channel, where we have another unboxing video for you today for the game of Blackout 32mm skirmish set in the near future. The boys at ESS were kind enough to send me a package with all three new strike teams. That's one for Manacore, one for UN, and one from Harlow. These are additional forces that you can add to your current models, your current forces, in order to beef them up and give them some new capabilities. So I'm really anxious to see what we got here, and let's go straight to the unboxing. Let's get right to it then. Probably not the best handling of a hobby knife, but there we go. Oh wow, okay. So you've seen Robbie and I on the channel use our flexible movement tools. These here are even better. I'm gonna guess we got a 4-inch movement, 2, 3, 4, 8-inch. We're gonna have to check this out. 2-inch, 1-inch. These are gonna be incredibly handy when playing Blackout. Take a look at those in depth a little bit later. We have the Harlow Strike Force coming in strong with 7 models. The UN Strike Force coming in strong with 7 models. That's one more than Raid Force Alpha. And then the Manacore Strike Force coming in strong with 7 models. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open up each of these in kind. We're gonna start out with my personal favorite force, because of their speed and striking ability. That's a Harlow Strike Force. I'm speaking about Harlow in general being my favorite force. I love those private military contractors. And right away we see we got 3 cards here, 3 unit cards. And then we got a total of 7 models. Looks like we got 2 little Geordie boys. And some very dynamic poses here, especially this guy. Leaning around corner, doing a little matrix type action. Looks like they got all their kit ready to go. And then, of course, if you've ever had problems before finding the bases, they'll let you know on Discord. Look beyond, underneath the foam. We got 7 25mm bases there for us. All right, so that's Harlow. We'll take a look at those cards in depth later. See what we're bringing to the table. All right, next up, Jim's Force. That's the UN Force. So we got UN Strike Force 880. This one is going to require the hobby knife. Already see some soldiers wielding knives. So 3 more units. That means 9 units all in all for the UN. Looks like we got some inorganics there as well. Called them the Batcon, UN Batcon. Okay. All right, so no little droidy boys here, but we got the big droids. And then we got like a little hook knife there. That's pretty cool. And these operators look ready to operate that antenna. Normally a sign of some EW capabilities there. It looks like it's got a jump pack on the back as well. Looks like only 1 inorganic. Okay. Maybe that inorganic has a buddy. It does not. A Comsbot AI. Oh, a specialist. So he does have a buddy. Not sure. We're going to take a look at that. All right, so that's the UN Force, again with the bases underneath. That leaves, let's see if I can do this properly. Nashi Rossi Druzia, our Russian friends, Manacore Force Group. Pretty sure I butchered that. My college Russian professor is not going to be impressed. All right, once again, 3 unit cards. including our boy with a shield, because that's what they, ooh, boarding axes. Boarding axes, boarding axes. All right, they're gonna get up close and personal, I think. And we got the 7 models in there. 2 of them look like they have boarding shields there. And then we got some operators. Dude has a double antenna, look out. And that dude's carrying his axe right there. This guy has his axe on the side. And then we got last dude, axe on the side. NVG's hanging down. All right, this is sweet. All right, let's go ahead and put these together so we can take a better look at all of these models that are already looking incredible. Now, before we get to the models, I want to show you guys these movement tools that they sent me. So they're the same acrylic that the acrylic tokens are made out of. You get those with the premium rule set. And if you look at the back, it has a cardboard on the back. You remove that and then it's transparent, just like your tokens. Now, if you never noticed the cardboard on your tokens before, trust me, check there, you'll see it. And it can be removed to make it just, you know, a little bit cooler. I did use my ruler, confirm this is 4 inches up on top, 8 inches on the bottom, 2 inches on the left, and 1 inch on the right. And then it has little notches in here, so if you need to measure just 3 inches, you just measure the notch, or 6 inches along the long side. And that's a common measurement in blackout, so it has all the measurements you're gonna need outside of gun ranges. All right, now let's take a look at the models. So all these models are the 3D printed, but it uses the new ultra tough resin that the boys at ESS have developed. And so they're a bit stockier than the cast resin and a lot less flexible, but at the same time, very sturdy, sturdier than what they were with the first resin models they came out with. So I feel like they're gonna hold up really well. Just took a little bit of cleanup, and the detail is fantastic as always. So looking at these units, what we have here is a UN Batcon, and that's a robot here, inorganic on the left. He's gonna come with the data spike, which will come in handy for any UN force that you run. And then he's got a buddy here. Now all of these UN units, none of them are reservists. They're all skill 5. They all have that 5-up armor save that we're used to with UN, and good speed as well. This UN raid team here is 3 people, and they're going to be armed with carbines and micro grenades, and essentially they can just add some numbers to your UN force. So if you replace a 2-person unit out of your raid force alpha, now you got 7 units in that force instead of 6. So 1 extra body, certainly nothing bad about that. No specialists in this unit, so it's just about the bodies. Over here we got the UTG Mothers, and this is a melee focus unit. Now they do have a PDW, and I'm thinking that's personal defense weapons like pistol, only 8-inch range, 1 damage, no special rules, but that's not why you're bringing them. You're bringing them because they have an elite melee weapon, which is AP2 cyclic and melee. So with all these cards, you're gonna see a little bit more focus on melee. And these girls are fast enough, and I say girls because this is the UTG Mothers, with a 6-inch move to get into melee pretty quickly. And UN's already very good at melee. These won't have the extra dice that you get for Raid Force Alpha units, but you're not gonna need it with that cyclic and skill level of 4. So very, very deadly. All right, now over to Harlow. We got the crickets here, which are like seek and destroy mines. They have a self-destruct rule, which means that you remove the model after using the weapon. Their skill of 7 is offset by the fact that they are CQB with that 4-inch range and AP4. So if you get them within 2 inches of their target, they're gonna be pretty deadly. Now you can take these with the engineers, and then the force card doesn't count against your forces list. So you can bring 4 force cards instead of a 3 for a regular grouping. Then we got a 3-man team here. Those are the veterans. They come with carbines, machetes as a melee weapon, and pulse grenades. No specialists there. They're just coming along and bringing more bodies. And It's a very fast Harlow movement of 6 inches. That means with Harlow special rules, they're sprinting 8 inches. They're as fast as the Springbok AI, and you get 3 of them. And over on the right, we have those engineers. They are a 4-inch movement. They come with carbines, but that guy on the right, importantly, comes with an anti-take weapon. Now, as we've started playing with a lot more dusters, or dusters more often, I should say, anti-tank weapons become pretty key. And a lot of what you get on the force cards for the armories are only 16 inches. Well, this one, you can reach out and touch the bad guys before they touch you at 8 to 32 inches. It does 3 damage, AP 2, and blast 1. So, dusters beware of the engineers. And then we got Manticor. So very, very interesting here. In all 3 of these units, as I mentioned before, have boarding axes. This is Cyka Bravo. And these guys, 2-4 on their saves. That's pretty incredible. They're gonna be tough to bring down. They have a submachine gun with a 12-inch range, QCB, and they're boarding axes as well. No specialists in this unit. It's just the 2 grunts, and they got 1 armory for them. And then we go over here to the Ublyitsa. I'm gonna have to figure out what that means, Ublyitsa. But 3 guys there, 3 grunts with 2 for their combat loads. And they're the fastest Manacore unit we've seen so far with a 6-inch move. So they can really go ahead and move across the board. Should pair well with your medium weapons that come with standard Manacore units. And then they have heavy rifles for 12-inch range, AP1, AP3. And then lastly, we have the Ublyitsa Control Team. And they have 1 specialist. They come with the same heavy rifle, same boarding axes. And they also move 6. And then that specialist is going to give you the ability to activate another unit after you activate this unit without spending a control point. So what used to be the purview of only the control team for Harlow, you now have that option with both the UN and with Manacore. So if you looked at your Harlow opponent and were really jealous of that special skill, well, now you got access to it as well if you get these expansions. So overall, I think the models look great. We'll come back and we'll do a little wrap up, tell you my final thoughts on these. So there you have it, 21 new models for Blackout. That's 7 each for Manacore, UN, and Harlow. And like I said earlier in the video, they bring new capabilities to your forces. That's been borne out by the unit cards, which I've taken a look over, and I'm very excited what they're going to mean to both my force, Harlow, and also my opponent's forces. You're going to see some mixing and matching now, some true list building, and we're going to be able to see some different competitive builds and really kind of mix things up in this whole meta. So I hope you're excited about it as I am. I really see this as a commitment from ESS to keep improving the game and keep expanding on the game. They have been giving us a steady stream of expansions and new models and things like that since this game came out just over a year ago. And it looks like it's a pretty packed schedule for 2025 as well. And they've really hit it out of the park with this first release. I'm very excited what these strike forces bring, and I can't wait to bring you some battle reports featuring these new units sometime very soon. So if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe if you want to see these new units in action coming very soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.